Well, it is day 53, 17 days to go. Less than a quarter in this challenge, and but still very close to a quarter. You can still make some huge change in this time. All right, now is not the time to give up. If anything, now is the time to give it everything you got, because it's only 17 days left. Scans, I think I talked about this already. I will probably put up the scan schedule probably next week. And we're going to run the scans basically right after the challenge ends. So Saturday, and I haven't decided yet, Sunday, Monday, or it'll be Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. And then we're going to run we'll run the results like on a Wednesday or a Thursday, okay? So we'll do the finale. We'll do all the stats and all the major stats. Most fat lost, greatest percentage lost. We'll do top 5 and all this. We'll do total group fat loss, dropout numbers, all that type of stuff, okay? Average, etc. And again, just a reminder to anybody out there who thinks people aren't doing well in this challenge. There are a lot of people doing well in this challenge, and those are the people that are applying themselves. And again, this is not meant to beat you up. If you are struggling, it's neither okay or not okay. It just is. It is what it is, and we just have to focus on trying to improve. Pick one aspect, work on improving that until we get that down, and then moving on to the next, okay? If you are somebody struggling in this, I want to encourage you to keep up with the exercise as much as you can. Keep up with the exercise and then worry about the diet afterwards, okay? That's not to say to throw your diet out the window, but maybe focus on things like, instead of your numbers, just real whole food. Okay, try to get in a decent amount of protein every meal, that type of thing, okay? But as always, and this is not meant to, obviously this is not meant to discourage you. It's just the way the challenge typically goes. We get about a third of the people doing exceptionally well, a third that do not bad, they do okay, and then a third that, they just don't do well. But I will tell you that those who do well send me their diet every week, and they seek out help from me. Okay, sometimes there are people that do that and they do really well. I will tell you, one time I had one person in the challenge who won it. And Drew, his name was Drew, and he said, he goes, I don't really understand. Probably no point in me saying this, but he just said, I don't understand what is so hard about this. You just follow your macros and you just do the workouts. He goes, I don't really understand what's really hard about the whole thing. But maybe that's an unfair statement, because for him it was easy. He didn't come from this background. He didn't do any macro counting beforehand. But, again, I think it depends on how you're wired as well. Okay? But still doesn't remove this idea that, or the understanding here that hopefully you realize that this is all just your choice, right? Your choice to do or not to do. Okay, let's get to myth number 4. And the myth number 4 on this day 17 is this: heavy weights make you bulky. Okay, so why don't we talk about what bulky means? What does bulky mean? Well, bulk means essentially that you gain fat and muscle, or just fat. That's what it means, okay? Now I want to remind you that no form of exercise, it doesn't matter how heavy the exercise is, no form of energy output will make you fat. No form of energy output will make you fat. Even if it's lifting heavy things. Lifting heavy things will not somehow bring fat into your body, or will not somehow put calories into your body. Okay, so this is nonsense. This is absolute nonsense. Generally, this gets associated with people, especially athletes like football players, strongmen. They're lifting heavy things. In order to be strong, you need to consume a lot of food. and you need to have a little bit higher body fat percentage to get maximum strength. Just look at strongmen. Okay, strongmen, people who are familiar with strongmen, they say to me, I don't understand, the strongmen don't really look like they're that muscular. Well, they do carry a lot of muscle, obviously, but they're not trying to look muscular. They're trying to be as strong as they can. To be as strong as you can, you need lots of food and you need some body fat. You need just overall mass on your body, okay? So, coming back to lifting heavy, if anything, long-term speaking, lifting heavy will actually give you the most bang for your buck in terms of staying lean. Why is this? Because lifting heavy will get those type 2X fibers. These are the fibers that have these are the muscle fibers. Be specific here. These are the muscle fibers that have the greatest capacity for growth. They also have the greatest capacity for energy consumption. Okay, they need the most energy to sustain. Out of any muscle fiber, these are the fibers that use up the most energy. So if you develop these fibers, and the only way you can develop these fibers is by doing very high force output. Okay, that's the only way you can develop these fibers. Essentially heavy lifting, right? That's exactly what we're talking about here. Heavy lifting. These fibers are going to consume the most energy out of all the other, with the exception of maybe your brain and your organs. These are the fibers that are going to consume the most energy. All right, so this idea of lifting heavy, making you fat, I mean, it's literally, it's almost like saying walking makes you fat or running makes you fat. No form of energy output makes you fat. No form of energy output makes you fat, okay? Lifting heavy doesn't make you fat. Eating makes you fat, okay? I should say overeating makes you fat. Over-consuming makes you fat. All right? And I just want to remind you, right? A calorie deficit doesn't make you fat either, right? Okay? All right. I think I read this comment yesterday. I'm just going to read it again here. I felt like a blob this past week, so this is additional comments or questions. This is from your feedback. This person writes, I felt like a blob this past week because I was not feeling well. I wasn't able to push myself to the max, and I feel like I wasted a week. My cardio struggled as well. Aside from not feeling well, that time of the month really put me back. I feel like being a female in this challenge makes it more difficult to win. One thing I failed to mention yesterday about this comment is actually we have more females do this challenge. We have about a 1-to-1. I haven't looked it up yet because my memory is just not 100% on this one. I have to look it up to see who has won more, male or female. But given the fact I do know that females do this challenge more, we have more female numbers than male numbers, typically speaking. Hasn't always been the case, but that's usually the case. So I got to look up and see if that's any indication that maybe it's easier for males to lose. But I will tell you that this doesn't change your choice in this. It doesn't change your choice in terms of fulfilling the pillars of this challenge, right? Okay, let's squeeze in another one here. Name something specific you can improve on for the following week. I've been bang on. This person has been. This person is vegan. It makes the challenge way harder. They get their numbers this person told me that they were to the point where they were measuring out half of an almond. I mean, seriously, I told them, listen, you could just have the whole almond, okay? But yeah, this person is bang on with the numbers and is making really good progress. And sends me their eating journal every day. Name something specific you need help with. Not using my adductor muscles as much on lower body day to retain the other leg muscles. Okay, I'm not quite sure. I know this person had an issue with their psoas muscle. They pulled it. Yeah, I will tell you though, however, I have had an issue with my left hip, and it has a lot to do with my adductor and my psoas, which is kind of interesting. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? No. Additional comments, questions. More hungry this time around. My numbers are so much different than my first fit in 10. Example, on week 6, first fit in 10, September 2020, my carbs were 120, fat 51, and protein 125, calories 1434. Now in this fit in 10, my carbs are 159, fat 36, and protein 113, calories 1415. Okay, so you can see the calorie difference isn't really any different here. This is based on your lean body mass and your age and your gender, so that didn't change in my challenge. But yeah, I did increase, so the calories are the same, but I increased you'll see your fat is a little bit lower and your carbs are a bit higher. Your protein is not that much off, okay? In this case here, we're 8 grams difference. Okay, so 8 grams difference really isn't that much of a difference. The biggest difference here is your fat and protein, okay? So I just gave, the reason I changed this more than anything, carbohydrates are going to be a little more protein sparing, okay? Carbohydrates have a higher thermic effect. Carbohydrates are less energy dense, so you get more food, okay? The only downfall with more carbs is fat tends to be more satiating. Okay, fat tends to be more satiating. All right, so in terms of your results, well, this person knows how well they're doing. This is not going to make a difference, okay? So in terms of, so listen, I just basically wanted to make the challenge a little bit easier for you. That's why I gave you more carbs, to make it that much easier for you. Okay, in terms of your results, whether you do higher fat, lower carbs, or higher carbs, lower fat, it's not really going to make a difference, okay? It's not going to make really a difference in your fat loss, as this person has seen from the results. Okay, all right. Now, let's get to the message of the day, which I didn't even look at the message of the day, so I guess I got to pick one here. Okay, message of the day. I feel like I read this one. I feel like I'm always saying that too. All right, let's see here. On this day 53, consistency will knock the crap out of motivation every time. Consistency will knock the crap out of motivation every time. Are you motivated to brush your teeth every time at night? Are you motivated? Do you feel that motivation coming through? No, but you still do it, right? You still brush your teeth every night, or maybe you don't. Okay, my point is here is when you make something a habit, when you do it enough, you honestly will not even contemplate it anymore. Okay, because it's just become routine. It's become routine. You won't think about it, and it will not be as hard for you. If you're always looking for motivation to do whatever you have to do in life, take anything you don't really want to do. If it's always going to be motivation that decides it, I mean, I don't know how you get anything done, right? It's got to be habit, and you've got to understand the importance of it. Okay, this goes for your exercise, and hopefully it goes for your nutrition as well, right? Okay, positive energy, positive vibes. Wow, 13.5 minutes. Positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself, for the love of God. Give some gratitude. We'll talk to y'all very soon. See you guys.